Procrastinating. It starts so quietly, you almost don't notice it. 1 minute, you're ready to do the thing. Write the paper, make the call, clean the room, and the next, you're watching the dust in a ray of sunlight, wondering if the universe is trying to tell you something. It's strange, isn't it? The mind of a procrastinator. It doesn't scream lazy. No, it whispers stories. Elaborate, beautiful stories. It convinces you that the timing isn't quite right, that maybe you need a coffee first, or a better mood, or a new notebook. And in that delay, in that soft breath between action and avoidance, an entire world is created. A world where intention is loud and execution is always soon. See, the procrastinator lives in the in-between. They are masters of the liminal space, the place between decision and movement. It's not because they don't care, quite the opposite. They care too much. That's the trap. Imagine this, a man named Elias, brilliant, thoughtful, deep. He sits at his desk, surrounded by notes, plans, ideas. He has a deadline tomorrow, and instead of typing, he's scrolling through obscure philosophy videos, telling himself it's research. In truth, he's drowning in the weight of his own expectations. He doesn't want to write something average. He wants it to be perfect. And because he can't guarantee perfect, he chooses nothing. For now. That's the secret language of procrastination. It's fear disguised as comfort. It tells you, you'll be better tomorrow. It strokes your ego and says, you work best under pressure. But really, it's fear of failure, fear of not being enough, fear that the work you produce won't match the image in your head. It's also rebellion, a quiet, almost passive act of defiance against a world that demands more, faster. The procrastinator feels the weight of obligation and instinctively resists, not with anger, with stillness. It's their way of saying, you don't own my time, even if they end up being owned by the very task they delay. And yet, there's beauty in the procrastinator's mind. It's not linear, not rigid. It's like a web, thoughts branching into thoughts, ideas spiraling into tangents. They're dreamers, philosophers, architects of invisible worlds. They can imagine the perfect outcome in vivid detail. They can plan the entire staircase before ever taking the first step. But the first step, that's where it gets complicated. Because the first step is commitment. It's irreversible. And when your mind is full of infinite possibilities, narrowing down to just one feels like a loss. Some say procrastinators are lazy, but I say they are time travelers. They live in the future, where everything is done and perfect. And sometimes they get stuck there, unwilling to come back to the messy, unfinished present. But here's the twist. Procrastination isn't the enemy. It's a message, a mirror. It reflects what we fear, what we value, and what we believe about ourselves. You don't procrastinate on things you don't care about. No one delays doing the dishes for 3 weeks because they want them to be meaningful. We procrastinate on the things that define us, the things that feel like they matter, because we know once we begin, we're revealing a part of ourselves, and that's terrifying. But what if? The courage isn't in finishing. What if it's in starting, knowing full well it might fall short? What if it's okay to begin with the wrong sentence, the awkward paragraph, the messy brushstroke? Maybe that's where life actually happens, in the imperfect attempts. So, next time you catch yourself lost in the scroll, or organizing your sock drawer before starting your dream project, pause, not to judge yourself, but to ask, what am I really afraid of? What story am I telling myself about this moment? Because procrastination has its own language. And once you learn to listen, really listen, it stops being the enemy. It becomes a guide. and the guide might just be waiting for you on the other side of the next small, imperfect step. You don't need to finish everything today. But what if you just began?